Alrighty. Here we go. I want to finish this DLC. What the fuck am I? What the fuck was I doing? God damn it. Oh, and of course, as soon as I start streaming, my headset dies, so I have to change the battery. Ah, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Yes, okay. That was weird. My headset wouldn't connect to Discord after I changed the battery.
It happens. You just have to destroy someone.
Yeah.
Warning.
Yeah, so I fell asleep and I rolled on top of my headset and I cracked one of the fucking joints connecting the headband, so now it's a little loose out here. Kind of pisses me off because they don't sell replacement parts for the plastic piece. So I may have to send it in.
That's stupid.
Yeah, this thing has like a 4-year warranty, so I mean it's still covered, it's just annoying as all hell. Luckily it still fits tight to my head, it's just wobbly. Shit.
My ex-girlfriend reacted to Berserk episode 25. You know what? That sounds horrible. I'm gonna watch that.
Woo! Question is that episode the reason why she's your ex? Probably not, it's clickbait.
Very possible.
If he laughed during the whole thing, that might have been the reason.
It's very possible as well. That's so true. Japanese manga versus American comics, the difference, the Japanese heroes earn their titles. That is really true of modern comics. They don't earn anything anymore.
Gotta set the mood with some tasty jams from Quiet Lager.
Oh shit. I fucked up.
I love these guys. I roadied for them on their Pussy Monsters of Rock comeback tour.
Oh shit. Oh, I just really fucked up. Okay, I'm dead. I was trying to hover, but I kept just doing the jet jump. Like a dumbass.
By the way, let me know if my air conditioner is like,
I hear it a little bit, but it's not like it was the other day.
okay.
But then again, yesterday, the other day, you said it was a fan. Fucking hell. I'm trying to decide on what game I want to stream next after this, because I'll be done with this game by today. I should say stream/record, because mainly I care about the footage on YouTube.
Gotta set the mood with some tasty jams from White Liger. Queen, put my weapons on the fritz! I love these guys. I roadie for them on their Pussy Monsters of Rock comeback tour. These guys partied hard, man, like too hard. You know what they used to do? They used to blow Blanco up each other's buttholes before shows. Singer said he did it to protect his voice, man, but I still couldn't figure out why the drummer was doing it that way.
Warning. Queen Arachnid nearby.
Holy shamoly, Queenie, over there, buddy. Gotta set the mood with some tasty jams from White Liger. I love these guys. I roadie for them on their Pussy Monsters of Rock comeback tour. These guys partied hard, man, like too hard. You know what they used to do? They used to blow Blanco up each other's buttholes before shows. Singer said he did it to protect his voice, man, but I still couldn't figure out why the drummer was doing it that way. They were pretty cool though, man, even though they did leave me stranded in Colorado at a whorehouse with an unpaid tab. Queen, put my weapons on the fritz!
God damn it.
indicate that the queen population has considerably decreased in size. I'm impressed, Nick.
Alright.
Oh man, that was time! Ah, good job, Rosa.
Approaching antenna B2.
Oh, shit. Good luck with that one, dude. I do not know how you're gonna get up there.
It will require a certain proficiency with the gravity belt.
You said it, Ann. Oh my goodness, she is so smart and sexy. How can you know that? Man, I just know these things, okay? I've heard enough phone operators in my life that I can just tell when the looks match the voice. I just wish Ann's name was Gina. Boy, I got such a thing for Ginas. Gina Davis and Earth Girls Are Easy. Gina Gershon and Showgirls and my all-time fave. Gina Carano, man, whooping ass all up and down that octagon. But I'll tell you, man, it's important. It's important to have a sexy name, but I have learned that I can't have everything I want in a woman. And Ann really is special, so I'm telling you what I'm feeling for her, it might be the L word.
You don't believe in love.
Hey, someday I might.
So what's we eating today, Patrick?
I'm having Wendy's.
Ah. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Ugh! Space bats, man, these guys are so annoying. Look out for the space bats, man.
Energy core locations updated.
Look at me, spin moves like fuck. I don't know what it is, man, but this Ann, she's got me feeling some kind of way. Some way I ain't never felt before. It's like a deep...
step in.
Deep aching in the testicles of my heart, man. I mean, this is gonna sound kind of strange, I know, but sometimes Anne reminds me of my old man. Cause she's cold and has this general lack of interest for my well-being just like he does, and it drives me wild.
Let's see.
Hey man, do your boy a favor. Grab that body part over yonder there. Thank you.
Shit. A lot of them.
Right.
I need help here, man. I'm hurting. You ever notice how their guts look like the inside of a hot pocket?
snagged a body part. Looks like a big toe.
Make sure that's my big toe and not my thumb. Yes, I'm one of those people whose thumbs look like big toes. Don't judge me.
Gotta check something. By the way, you know because of Far Cry 5, the original Far Cry is now considered non-canon, which I find stupid.
You know, I don't want to trigger any hate here, but does anyone really care about the canonicity of Far Cry?
A lot of people actually did, apparently, from what I was looking up. But, with 5, they officially made it non-canon because of the way the thing happened. Because now this is a part of the Ubisoft universe officially. I hate that that's a thing, by the way.
Approaching mining station C2. Warning. The Queen Arachnid is in possession of an energy core.
I'm finna put on a clinic, and I ain't talking about the kind where I get my rubbers. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be a lot like the place where I get my rubbers. Hit the eggs and draw the queen out.
Seismic activity detected. Queen inbound.
Look out, man! Heads up, man, the queen's here! Oh, man, I think I just shit my robot pants. Yep, definitely a bolt or two rolling around down there.
Oh, what the fuck?
Look out, man! Heads up, man, the queen's here! Oh, man, I think I just shit my robot pants. Yep, definitely a bolt or two rolling around down there.
this.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good. I don't know why, but I'm watching a video on easy comebacks, and one of them was I don't know what the context was, but like she's like, oh, you could let it burn it off or something like that, and the guy's like, well, I would, but I'm not as dumb as I look, and her response was, well, how could you be?
Probably should just use a bandage here, but stupid. What for you?
Ding dong, the strong, assertive, respected female is dead.
Terminal room lock disengaged. You may now enter.
Dude, the terminal powered up.
Mining station C2 restored. Systems now operating at 50%. You must push forward, quickly. The arachnids are fully aware that we are trying to stop them.
Really? I mean, it doesn't look that way to me. Not at all.
The arachnids' thirst for interplanetary annihilation is insatiable. Many have already begun evolving into better versions of themselves. Stronger, faster. Listen carefully, Nick. If you don't hurry, your wife and child will be nothing but the ashes these arachnids tread upon.
Whoa! God damn, that sounds awful, man. Whew. You heard the lady, man. Fate of the world's on us. Time to nut up.
Let's see. What is this?
Approaching Solar System Observatory. Preservation of this site is key. No weapons are permitted. I've extracted a blueprint from the database. A safer weapon awaits you inside.
Like a butterfly, feel like gonorrhea. You're getting on my last nerve.
Right. Find a way inside.
Laser field security system malfunctioning.
Are you kidding
Please
me?
exercise caution.
No, I'm not. Why?
I just was moving faster than the game did its triggers. So I ran in this hallway, and then all of a sudden, laser field is
Approaching
activated.
solar
Be careful.
system
As I
observatory.
was dead.
Preservation of this site is
Because
key.
the laser
No
tripped
weapons are permitted. I've extracted a blueprint from the database. A safer weapon awaits you inside.
That's really frustrating. Okay, let's try this again.
Laser field security system
Okay,
malfunctioning.
now they're on before I go
Please
in the
exercise
hallway.
caution.
You're on your own, dude. I don't fuck with lasers, man. They might ruin my tattoos.
You are a robot. You don't have tattoos anymore.
They're with me spiritually.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
All weapons removed. Arachnid threat nearby. Please acquire the Force Gauntlets in the event you must defend yourself.
sweet, man. Do they look like the NES Power Glove? Oh, I'd never take them off.
Threat detected. Terminal reboot paused. Eliminate the arachnids to resume terminal reboot.
Nicholas, do you remember that movie, The Wizard? Super cool flick. Starred Fred Savage, that kid that can only say California.
A little busy, Herc.
Well, you remember the guy Lucas in it? He had long, beautiful, blonde, flowing, curly hair, and dark sunglasses. You could see the reflection of your own soul in. And he also possessed a power glove, like you do.
You're not helping.
Well, I'm trying to tell you if you just let me tell you about Lucas and how he had a power glove. But hey, man, if you don't want the knowledge of a power glove master on your side,
I don't.
well, that's on you.
Oh, shit.
What? What is it, man?
One of those big-ass space crabs.
Oh, man, you're fucked. Only Lucas would know how to defeat those.
I have no fucking healing items. Took them all from me. Oh, there's one up here.
Warning. Laser security system online.
God damn it, come on.
Look around for some space bandages, man.
Threat neutralized. Terminal reboot resuming. The
There we go.
observatory can now be powered on.
Well, Lucas probably would have finished the level faster, but I suppose you did okay.
Solar system observatory restored. All weapons returned.
Was it cool, man? Full sciencey stuff?
Herc, there's a hologram showing our solar system and the Earth's got a bunch of targets on it.
What you saw was the culmination of my research. Those icons represent Earth's weakest defense points. Areas the arachnids will surely attack.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see.
Do I sense a doubt in you, Nick Rye?
No, me? Nah.
Good.
Alright, where to next?
You see anything, man? Because one of my bits is close by.
something. It's a forearm. It's your left one.
Oh yeah, that's my left arm. You can tell because it's pretty underdeveloped.
What the fuck just killed me? It's funny because, like, 60, if not 70, 80% of my deaths that have happened in this DLC, I literally don't know what kills me. Which is kind of amusing. I literally just aiming down a scope and I'm dead. I'm just like, what the fuck? Again.
Approaching Arachnid Research Center. Warning. This center has been overrun. I am detecting a large arachnid presence and many nests.
Looks like these here space crabs are a little pissed off at all your experiments, Am. Gotta be a queen here. Let's get after it. Sensing a lot of sex appeal in the air and jealousy. One of my body parts must be nearby. That's what that means. Nick, you
Alright, got that.
gotta destroy the eggs, man. The queen won't come out of hiding.
Found your left foot.
Thanks, man. I need that to boot skis.
Now leaving Arachnid Research Center.
Still there, Patrick? You've been silent.
Down here.
Alright.
Approaching Terraformer. Arachnid nests are interfering with terminal performance. Destroy them.
Shoot the nests! The glowing things, man, we gotta destroy them or we won't be able to power the terminal! Seeing all these nests, man, it reminds me of a question I always forgot to look up. Hey, Ed, how long do eggs last after their sell-by date?
I do not understand your question, Herc. Please focus on your mission.
Whatever. Sherry would have known the answer. Just saying.
What is this last nest?
Terminal functionality minimal. Recharging in progress.
Oh, come on, man. God damn these space crabs. We gotta fend them off, man. Look out, bro. We got space bats.
Terminal recharged. The terraformer can now be powered on.
Punch it, man. See you at the party, crab face. That was awesome, man.
Terraformer restored.
Yeah, sorry, I was taking care of some things.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm actually like at my computer now. I'm in relax mode. So, I don't want to say certain things on your stream because then people will find me. But do you remember how I said that there was a guy who took a certain girl on a picnic?
Yes.
Well, today we were all three of us sitting in the lunchroom. And me and her have been making jokes about him taking her on a picnic. And he did something. He slammed something down and she looked at me and she goes, "Isn't he aggressive? Look how aggressive he is." And I said, "Yeah, Max, yeah, person, you should really calm down a little." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I'm calm." And I said, "You know what would do you good? Nice, spending some time out in nature, scenic areas. Really take." And as I'm saying this, she bursts out fucking laughing so hysterically, like she can barely control herself. He's just looking at me, and I'm like deadpan, serious face. I'm like, I don't know what she's laughing about. I just think you need to spend time out in nature, amongst nature and the trees. Maybe go for a picnic or something. That would do you good, man. He goes, "I don't know what you guys are laughing about, but it's not funny. I'm not angry or upset."
Approaching Robot Creation
Like
Center.
flew
Oh, this is
right
cool,
over.
man.
He has no
We get to see
clue
where
that
Em makes
that's
her
what I was
babies.
fucking talking about. He has
Oh my
no clue.
goodness.
It was fucking hilarious.
I actually embarrassed the shit out of this girl at work last night as well. So my tooth started hurting, so I started talking a little funny, and I was in pain, and I was like moaning slightly. And then,
Oh god, what did you do?
well, she said, are you saying my name repeatedly? And I just turned and looked at her and said, "Get your mind out of the gutter." And she about fucking died. She was bright red, she was so fucking embarrassed.
So Brian, I'm like I'm looking at into buying a saber
Terminal
port saber.
malfunction. You
Yes.
must deploy a repair bot.
Oh, why is everything
I've
so
got
broken, man?
I've got two possible options. I can actually you can buy them and assemble them yourself, right?
Yes, you can buy them, program them, and assemble them yourself. If you want to go that way. It's cheaper, but it also does not have a warranty.
I don't really care about that part. What about like sound fonts and that? Can I buy those separately?
You can buy them separately, or you can make your own.
Oh, like you can like fully program them yourself?
Yeah, you like if you want your lightsaber to sound like a freaking duck every time you hit something, you can make it sound like a duck. Quack.
I gotta admit, there's a certain
Glass door is defective. Find another way
certain charm to what
inside.
you just said. But
Puzzle, huh?
Robots. Oh.
Use the
the hell's the
console to
difference between
deploy
the
a repair
Infinity
bot.
Edge Blade and the Day Blade?
Uh-oh, shit.
A big what, man? Who's gonna come for us, huh? Mars security?
Error code 502. Unprogrammed robots deployed. Robots hostile.
Oh man, I gotta learn how to bite my tongue.
How come I can't like color it? I don't understand. What are these V4 Infinity Edge Day Blades?
Infinity Edge Day Blades. That sounds newer.
Advanced Saber Blade of the market. Our blade calls from lighting, dead spot, and poor tip adhesion to the blade.
Yeah, there goes my graphics card.
Well, these ones come pre-colored, it looks like.
Threat neutralized. You must manually deploy
Rather than the
a
color
repair
coming
bot using the
Oh,
console.
those blades. Okay, yeah. They do have
It's a
three
console
colored
again.
blades, so
I mean, it
like,
can't happen twice,
if you
can it?
have
Famous
like an
last
older or
words.
cheaper model that you can't change the LEDs easily or something, you can mix the colors up.
They're shooting at me. Oh man, you see? I'm gonna tell you gambling, Nicholas. Whoa, never mind.
I have to get a
Gambling
champion
is
level?
your bad luck, dude.
Protect the repair bot.
Nick, watch that repair bot.
What do you mean a champion? You have to get a champion.
Shoot the bad
the
robots,
charger.
okay? You can tell the difference, right?
Oh,
They're the
yeah.
ones that
They're out
look
of
kind of
stock now.
mysterious.
So here's the thing. I built 2 different sabers last night. I built myself a double-bladed saber, which I really liked, and I built myself a single-bladed curved saber. I also built myself a double-bladed curved saber, but that would have been stupid. And it looks stupid, but it's kind of cool to think about. The only fucking...
Meringue saber.
Yeah, basically, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yes.
These extensions can basically go anywhere, can't they?
What was that?
The extensions can basically go on anywhere, can't they?
Yes, you can make a lightsaber spear if you want.
That's pretty cool. See, now I gotta go build one again.
Terminal repaired.
Yeah, you can also
Robot Creation
just
Center
get an
can now be
adapter and then
powered
attach
on.
2 sabers together and make a double-bladed like that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my saber from last night is still here. Cool.
Yeah, so you could like have two similar ones and then have the adapter screw them together and then it's a double.
I could even technically buy two different body pieces,
Yeah.
couldn't I?
I mean, you could have like a fucking ridiculously
And
long-angled
robots sure are a
lightsaber.
force to
if
be
you wanted.
reckoned with, dang.
I was actually thinking
It's
of doing
pretty
that.
fucking terrifying how easily they can start attacking us.
Malfunctions, Nicholas. These
Like, I
things
like
happen,
the
okay,
curved
man?
saber
Don't worry
style.
about it, okay? Ann's gonna have it all under control for the big dance. They ain't gonna hurt us.
Yeah, well, color me skeptical.
Then again, do I want a curved saber?
Whoa. Man, this is trippy. I'm at that son of a bitch John Seed's ranch. It's all weird looking though.
Man, it sounds like these fumes hijack your brain compartments and pick at your emotions.
You mean like how I wish to God I could have watched him die real slow? I could kill that guy 100 times and it still wouldn't be enough. I hear him! Ha! Die, asshole! Oh man, that felt good!
Like, if I can keep it like 300 under, that's probably where I'd like to
Whoa!
aim.
What the? My gun just
And I
changed!
can
What is
grab
this
one.
Sharky's video game all about that? New gun every 5 kills or something?
I ain't complaining. To hell with this guy!
If Prezi were here, it'd be like, Patrick, why are you fucking confused? Stop looking at lightsabers.
There you are, you
Lightsaber.
motherfucker! Oh, what the? There's more! There's more John Seeds!
Well, oh, careful what you wish for, amigo.
Take that, John Seed!
I like the idea of a
What about
long
you,
hilded
Nicholas?
lightsaber.
That's why I made my lightsaber cane.
I don't want to fight that.
Ah, hell, this feels so damn good!
You got issues you need to work out, man.
You're in a world of hurt, pal!
Would you quit dicking around in there?
Get some!
Sure, okay, man. You get your jolly.
Man,
Oh.
this is intense!
Try cross
What's
right
intense is getting a chubby from killing the same dude over and over again. Know what else is intense? Camping.
Learning the katana style of emitters. On a lightsaber.
that's what I thought.
You feel better now that you virtual reality cleaned the place out?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right then, good boy. Come on back now. Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
Alright, let's...
There you go. Let's get rid of the curve.
Approaching Arachnid Research Center. Warning. This center has been overrun. I am detecting a large arachnid presence and many nests.
Looks like these here space crabs are a little pissed off at all your experiments, and gotta be a queen here. Let's get after it. Gotta take out them gross-ass nests, man.
Electro grenade acquired. Terminal room locked. Arachnid threat present.
What's in my cart right now? How much would it cost? Wow. It would cost me $239 for the cart. Bad. Do shop A. Shop A.
Abnormal seismic activity detected.
Uh-oh! Holy shit, man, there's 3 of them! Are you nuts? We can't fight 3 at the same time. Dude, this is so scary. Like, worse than having to zip your pants up when you're drunk. Evasive maneuvers, Migo! Come on, man, we gotta tag team them. Save me! I still have so much to give to the world!
Before I commit to something like this is okay. I'm not doing it.
Nicholas, please, man!
Stop.
My robot body is dying!
So tempting. If I wasn't broke. I wonder if I can link this to you. I don't know if that's gonna link you my saber.
I'll check it in a few minutes. Finding the arachnite.
You know, I could add the bigger blade on that too, couldn't I? No, 37. Bigger. Oh.
Awesome, man! 1 down, 2 not so dope queens to go. I don't know if I prefer that standard or not. Standard or all black. Oh my goodness, we are killing it! Let's finish this now, amigo.
You know what it would mean if I get this saber, don't you, Brian?
I'll be only rose one night with the saber force lightsaber.
No, one day you and I will meet, and I will kill you. because I'm not gonna buy this saber. Besides, I should wait because so much of their stuff is out of stock right now.
Yeah, pandemic, everybody panic bought toilet paper, lightsabers, and ammunition.
Arachnid Research Center restored.
Lightsabers is in there somehow.
I know.
Oh, yeah, I should just buy like the Shoto saber.
I almost ended up buying 2 Shotos and then an adapter to connect them together.
What do I get for here? Blade, single blade, LED color, or rechargeable HUD. I don't have any sound fonts. I want a sound font. I just want standard. I don't want deep red. Or do I want deep red? I think I do want deep red. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this Acolyte saber. What money do I actually have?
Get you some hellfire, man! Man, this thing felt super good, like finishing first in the science fair.
You finished first in the science fair. With what?
You ever heard of a little something called invisible ink, motherfucker?
Well, that's been done thousands of times. How'd you win with that?
There was just 2 of us, the other guy didn't show. Look,
I'm gonna
man,
start
first
making
place is
money
first
anyway.
place, okay? No matter which way you cut it.
Start getting more flowers. I get paid Friday.
I might actually end up switching departments pretty quick here.
When was
Because I could switch to safety ambassador and make $18 an hour and do half the work.
Invisibility cloak acquired.
yeah, July 3rd. So I get paid on the 17th. Let's see. Damn it, why can't I get military? Rose War Knight, damn it. I should be like my buddy Brian orders for you all the time. Give me a discount. He spends less money. That has nothing to do with you. I like own him.
You know, sometimes they have a Christmas sale, so maybe if we wait a couple months, they'll have one.
I can't wait, Brian. The call of the lightsaber is too great.
I'm thinking about having myself made into
My
an
speedo
action
senses
figure.
is tingling, man. That means we're definitely close to one of my body
After you
parts.
posted that the other day, I was like, I want an action figure.
Wait, who said that?
When you posted those figures of those people.
Figure. Oh! Right, never mind. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, look, it's your pinky finger.
Shit, man, thank you. I need that for classy occasion. Ouch, ouch, ouch!
Oh god, I forgot. What does that translate to? Ha! 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 What? I don't think I want to pay that. $425. I'll wait. I'll wait, damn it. I'll wait. So different.
Yeah, my custom one costs $587.
Why are they so goddamn expensive?
You are
Because
in the
they are
vicinity of
quality
a queen
parts.
arachnid.
Heads up, Buttercup, another queen!
Oh,
I'm gonna change it up this time, man. Go with some 80s synth pop.
I'm like a good person.
Normally not my steez, but Wingarama, man, they're good people. Super chill, real down to earth. I still have so much to give to the world! The lead singer had this cool guitar and like this skinny tie that looked like the keys of a piano. I'm down, man! I'm down! I need help! But don't tell my dad I asked for help. He'll be so ashamed. They said they was making music for aliens to fuck to, which now that I'm on Mars and seeing how angry this queen is, I'm starting to think they might have missed the mark a
Shit,
bit.
she got me. I can't shoot.
Right behind you. Ready to engage you.
indicate that only a handful of queens remain. You must kill them into extinction.
Oh, dude, man. Pound. Give me a pound. Hey, bro, pound. Nick, give me a pound. Nick, give me a pound. Don't leave me hanging. Come on. I look stupid.
Let's see. What?
Approaching Geological Research Center. Warning. The arachnids have turned this area into a nesting ground. Exercising extreme caution is advised.
Man, sounds like we'll definitely find a queenie in there.
Activity detected. Queen incoming.
There's so many space crabs, man! Oh my god! It's like those videos where someone kills a giant spider and then like a billion other spiders come out! These tunnels are kind of spooky, huh? Reminds me of this one time I got lost playing laser tag. I just cried, man. I just cried and cried like a little baby. It was so dark and scary and lonely in there. I knew I should have done something else for my big 3-0, but I just wanted to try laser tag. We gotta draw her out, man, so kill all them space crabs. the other space crabs, man. It's the Queen, man! And I ain't talking Helen Mirren or Freddie Mercury here.
Hello.
Hello, Reggie.
Okay, good. How's
Hey,
that?
Reg.
Man, that Queen is dead as a Marianne already. Do you know she wore sneakers?
Did you like my
I didn't need it till
right?
I saw that movie.
Terminal room lock disengaged. You may now enter.
Someday.
You know, it was funny because I kept looking to see if anybody joined the chat yet, and nobody did or responded, so I just didn't even bother starting a chat.
You know what's funny? I was like, I'll join the chat when Brian gets on.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I was like, but then I was like, he hasn't been on for an hour, and Patrick hasn't slid in and said anything. I feel like it's my patriotic duty to say something for him.
Nah, I was just making food and eating and hanging out on pretty much.
I know. I'm not really upset or anything. Just like. By the way, so I found out the Atlas clan that I joined, right? This is funny. So after playing with them for 2 days, which I sometimes talk to them. Sometimes I just listen to some YouTube video while I hack at a tree for 3 hours. And I was like, man, these people sound really freaking old, you know? Some of them sound like they have Alzheimer's. Almost like the level of forgetfulness
Reggie?
they have.
Reggie, we are streaming, just so you know, just in case, so don't say any
alright.
of their names.
I'm not. But I finally last night before we were all on still, but before I got off, I was like, if you don't mind me asking, what's your guys' ages? And they all kind of laughed to themselves. Like, the guy, it's like one guy, and then I don't know, there's like 10 people in the clan, but the only ones I've heard talk is the one guy, and then like 4 or 5 other ladies. And he's like, I'm 54, and they're all in their 50s too. So I'm in an Atlas clan full of old people, right?
They want to be pirates.
Yeah. Well, apparently the guy has been playing since season 1, so he's like, I've done everything you can do in this game. He's like, I don't even know why I keep coming back to this game. But one of the old ladies is like a southern lady. She uses that southern accent, honey, and she snaps back at him, even though he's right about a lot of things and she's wrong by about a lot of things. She can't help but be like, oh yeah, why you say that again to my face? Snap, snap, snap. So like, I'm like sitting in the party like jigging at a tree, like what the hell's happening?
Oh Jesus!
Like, I'm just like, man, I'm pretty sure these people are like twice my age.
Reggie, you're not
So
the
I asked
oldest
him about it.
anymore.
I know, I'm a child in my clan.
Systems
But
operating at 75%. I am sensing an increase
anyway,
in stability.
when I asked him about their age, though, I was just like, wow, yeah, you said, I said, you guys did sound a bit older, and I was like,
But I need
you don't
more.
see too many
You must
older
give me
folk
more.
playing
The
games.
arachnids are one
And
step
one of them's
ahead,
like, are
ready
you
to
sure
learn
we weren't
invasion.
the first
We are
group of
running out of
gamers?
time.
I was like,
I gotta say what's on my
and
mind.
she's like, and then they all of them start laughing, and then they're like, oh,
And
don't you
you
guys
don't need
remember
to.
it? Back when
All you
Pong
need to
came
do
out,
is what I tell
that
you
was
to
a
do.
game. I always thought it sacked.
Okay, Nick, she brings up
Da-da-da-da.
a super
What
good
about
point
Missile
there,
Command?
okay?
I
And it's
love
like a
Missile
way
Command.
more
Da-da-da, with the joystick, and I'm just like,
okay, so
holy
she's
shit.
interesting. So,
Like,
so
I
don't
get like
sweat
an
it, and do me a
hour
favor, Nick.
of
Stop
these guys
fucking
reminiscing
embarrassing me, okay?
about first generation
Autonomous
games.
robot navigation
And I'm like,
online.
these are first
Robots are now
generational
free to roam the
gamers
planet.
that have played
They are
their
programmed
entire
to
fucking
defend
lives.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Yep,
Like,
Nothing
that's
a bit
gonna be
of
us. That's gonna be us
Holy
in 30
hell! I know, and I'm like, holy crap! I didn't expect to ever meet a group of them. Like,
Yep, that's
I-
gonna
it's
be
like-
us in 30 years.
yeah, I was like, that was, it was just a weird moment. I'm like, this This is gonna be us when we're 50. Like, damn. But I mean, it's still cool. It's like I said. I mean, I've seen a few people that are, you know, oh, I'm playing games, you know. But it's like a whole group of them that are like reminiscing about each game and how it played. And I'm just like, whoa. I mean, it's not often you see, you know, female gamers as it is. And there's like 5 of them that all played back in the first generation and played the whole time, and they're all together in this clan that does not broadcast itself as an old person clan at all.
Around here somewhere, so keep your eyes peeled, okay?
It's like, talk about crazy luck you guys all got together.
They just want to play games. They don't care if they're old. Why advertise it?
No, and I have no problem with old people playing games. I said, I've heard some people like make fun of people for being old. Fucking idiots. But I love it when older people play games, because a lot of old people I know, like my parents and stuff, you know, I mean, games are a little bit beyond them. Like, you know, they'll play you to dust with board games. When it comes to digital games, even though they understand cell phones and computers for the most part, you know, it's like playing an actual video game is like, what? Somehow it's just a little bit too beyond them. I'm sure they could get it if they really cared to. But to meet a whole group of them that's like, we're first generation, like, damn. And we've been playing for, you know, 40 years, I guess. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I gotta tell the guys, damn.
Yeah, so I do have some news now that Reggie's here as well. So, Jimmy's brother, Rocky, might be coming to live with us. He might rent out the room.
I don't know.
What was that, Reggie? Sorry?
Who's Jimmy?
My cousin. Yeah, because he's getting a divorce. Well, his wife filed for divorce because earlier at the beginning of this year he officially became disabled because of his MS. It got really severe, and he has to have a cane at all times and everything. Guy's only like, well, he's probably about 42.
So what's MS?
Fuck, what's it stand for? It's a fucking cerebral thing. Hold on.
Multiple sclerosis?
It might be.
I actually don't know what multiple sclerosis is, but I've heard that enough times. It's the only thing I could think of for MS.
Yeah, let me see.
It's some brain thing.
Yes, multiple sclerosis.
Seems to be relatively common.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's officially disabled, and his wife.
That gets into stages. So that gets to advanced stages enough that he has full disability and all that, and then she divorces him.
Yeah, she filed for divorce 4 days ago.
That's what normal people call a dick move.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
I'll say it on live. Fuck that lady.
Yeah.
Your fucking loved one goes into thing, and you're like, yeah, looks like you're not walking and going hiking or having I don't know if good sex would work or not. But anyway, I'm divorcing you. Bye-bye. Like, fuck you.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's like, if I was a judge, I'd be like, wow, you're a bitch.
Well,
you get less than I would give normal people.
Well,
like, fuck
he's
you.
not fighting her over anything. He's literally just asking for the car, and then that's it.
I know, I was just saying, like, as a judge, though, I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, you're leaving him because what? What? Like, slam.
It's just he has nowhere to go. He's fucking disabled. He can't do anything.
God.
Hold on, what are we talking about?
Jimmy's brother, Rocky, their cousin,
Yeah?
his wife filed for divorce because he's disabled now. So he might be coming to live with us.
Like, he gets a full diagnosis of you're fully disabled, can't do shit. 4 days later, she's like, yep, we're divorcing. It's like, bitch mode, complete.
Yeah,
I'd say.
he called earlier and told us what was going on.
Okay,
found your
well,
upper chest. Ugh, that's brutal,
joining
man.
failed. Does not.
Look at
I guess we'll just have to
old man
destroy her.
goodies. Go ahead, Nick. Give him a squeeze. I won't tell Kim.
Except for that, you know, I don't like Twitter. I like to put it on Twitter and get blasted.
No, they'd find some way to be like,
There is a queen arachnid.
Oh, he was
in
actually
this
he
area.
was actually white, therefore he was instantly
How many queens
racist
are
deep
there?
down in his bones. Therefore he should be left by everyone.
his disability was caused by deep-rooted racism, which caused a fracture in his
That
in
deep-rooted
his
racism
soul.
is a corruption in the human race, and it rotted out his legs, and that's why he can't walk. So he deserved it. Like, damn.
Time to break out the big gun.
Well, maybe,
Bruce Epstein.
well, maybe he should have thought about that.
Even
No,
as
no,
I say it, I'm like, damn.
no, maybe he should have thought about that before he got himself disabled.
Sorry, dude, I don't mean the boss as in the
Oh.
boss. I
Yeah,
meant
Patrick, I
like
don't know if you
the
heard,
old
but yeah,
boss from when
he
I
has
worked on
MS.
Suncoast Video.
Oh, it's even better. Maybe he should have thought about that before he went and got himself disabled.
He was my manager by day, but his real
If you
passion
really loved
was
me,
making
you wouldn't be
royalty-free music
disabled.
For teenage karate movies and softcore pornography.
What a bitch.
But yeah, so I figured he'd come up here and get a part-time job because his medicine is $1,000 a month.
If you ever watch Skinamax at like 3
Just go
a.m.,
work
you
for, like,
definitely heard his work,
Get,
man. He
get,
was the
the,
go-to
get
guy. in the 80s and
infinite
90s.
trunk box. He could be like the guy that they send down to the rallies to speak to the angry
His music, man,
protesters.
just gets me
And the
pumped
angry
up,
protesters
you
are
know.
all like
Makes me
about
wanna
to
throw
jump him
chop
and they're like,
bullies
wait,
or, work at a ski resort while
where
the
does he
instructors
fit
have
on the
big titties.
progressive stack? Shit. MS. He's
white.
white,
That's
though.
a negative message. But
He's white, but he's got MS. Shit. Where does he stack? But he's with Donald Trump. He's got fucking MS. Fuck. It's like when you travel like a robot in an infinite loop.
Yeah.
By the way, history looks like it's gonna repeat itself.
Oh, God, what now?
The lady whose name I can't say because I suck at pronunciation, Ghislaine Maxwell, apparently Epstein's lover,
Oh.
I don't know, helper, lover, something,
Cohort.
got put in jail. First she gets, taken to jail, whatever, and then they put her in the jail that Epstein suicided in.
Oh, yes, I read that.
And now the former warden says she should be on suicide watch.
Oh, no!
Oh my.
Everyone's like, oh shit, it's
Uh-huh.
playing out again.
See, that's something to have a fucking riot about.
I don't know about riot. Everyone should be like, oh come on, just go in there, get her out, put her somewhere else. Honestly, the fact that everything is literally played out identically, it's like, okay, this jail is not good. This warden is not good. These guards are not good. Just try somewhere else. If it happens again, we know
To me,
it's the system.
I mean, to me personally, the reason it's playing out the same because it's like, let's see if anyone notices. It's exactly the same. She's gonna go on suicide watch. Suddenly, the guards won't look. We're gonna play it out. Like, I'm just betting at this point. I'm like, I bet it's gonna play out exactly the same way. The camera malfunctioned. The guards happened to look away, and then she died.
No, it's gonna play exactly the same way, except there's gonna be clear signs it was suicide, but everyone's gonna claim it was homicide.
Yep, that's
Everyone's gonna be like, what? No, the coroner looked at it. It's clearly suicide, but everyone's claiming, like even the guards are saying, no, she was murdered. It was us. All I know is Pizza Pepe is real.
You ordered pizza.
Pizza Pepe. Pizza cake. My God. Pizzagate. If Pizzagate was a real thing, that would fucking scare the shit out of me.
What?
If Pizzagate was real,
What the fuck is Pizzagate?
that would legitimately. What?
What the fuck is Pizzagate?
Reggie, you know what Pizzagate is, right?
You know, I've heard you say it 1,000 times over the years, and I've never asked you why.
Oh my God. Okay. Sit
You're
down
like,
and get.
You're like, I've been a part of Pizzagate. I'm a Pizzagator. I'm like, I don't know. What
No,
the
no,
fuck
no,
you're
no, no,
talking
no.
about.
I'm not. Whoa.
I'm a
You got
Pizzagator.
that way wrong.
All I know is
No,
All right,
hold on.
All right, all I know is I've heard you mention the word Pizzagate so many times, and I've never cared enough to ask.
No, you're thinking Gamergate. That's different.
Oh, that's what it is, gamer.
Yeah, Pizzagate. Don't you you're like I'm part of Pizzagate. I'm a Pizzagate. I'm like, whoa,
Whoa.
get me the fuck out of that category. Don't even put that out
Okay,
there.
what's
Okay.
Pizzagate? So,
Okay,
Domino's
Pizzagate.
secretly evil?
No. Pizzagate was a conspiracy theory that certain political figures, among them would have probably been Epstein, given that he actually has ties to stuff like this, was that certain political figures would send emails to each other about the type of pizza they want, and all the pizza and all the different toppings you could order were actually code for things like age and gender of children.
Okay, but when you've got a guy known as like the world's greatest pedophilic guy with an island full of, you know, essentially the worst type of treasure imaginable, and he's got this huge list of paintings and weird shit, like, why doesn't that make sense? Like, that should be obvious that's happening.
Well, keep in mind, Pizzagate was happening around the same time. Gamergate, which would have been 2014, 2015, in that range. It would have been, actually, it went on till roughly around just after Trump got elected, for the most part, in terms of popularity as discussion points. So it's entirely possible it was true, but there's no evidence to say, yes, Pizzagate was a thing. But I mean, Epstein was definitely a thing, right? But
Well, you're right.
Pizzagate,
The idea that they personally ordered pizzas, you know, and they were referencing, you know, sex people. or
well,
whatever.
it's because if you look at their emails about pizza, they seem really random, and they do it a lot.
You know what bugs me
And-
out most about Mars?
I don't know.
It was the idea that they'd be just like
No, none of those.
smuggling in like little girls and shit and raping them.
For weeks, Nicholas, and I ain't seen
And
a
it's
form
like,
yet, man.
that's
Total recall.
fucked.
What, total
I mean,
lie.
I wouldn't be surprised
You know I love
personally
you,
at
buddy,
all.
but
I wouldn't.
Well,
be
neither would I.
surprised.
Neither would I, because if you look at like shit like I can't remember, but there's pedophilic rings everywhere, and a lot of them are in like
And
high
tons,
places.
tons of kids go missing every fucking year, and there's no way they're all being killed. You know, buried in unmarked graves.
Yeah. So it's like, well, shit.
And if you're a, to me, it makes sense. You know, I mean, there's a good chance powerful, rich people, they got the power, they got the way to hide it. I mean, Epstein, now that Epstein came out a few years ago, whatever, it's like he's the biggest pedophilic guy there ever was. This island paradise of nightmares.
Now, there are people who would definitely not enjoy this, but to clarify one thing, Gamergate was about ethics in games journalism, and there are people who be like, no, it wasn't. It was a harassment campaign. No, it could not have. It literally could not have been. The idea of harassment campaign is impossible for a hashtag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. It was a harassment campaign. No one campaigned. No one unified. There were no leaders. It was not possible to make it a harassment campaign. All the evidence goes against that. The sheer number of people who are actually attacked versus the number of people who contributed in Gamergate. If you look at all the threats that the people who claimed it was a harassment campaign got, if you go through them, almost all of them are egg accounts. They're not real Twitter accounts.
Stupid. As a side thing, this is something I shared earlier on various places. Some more fun out of Seattle.
Oh no, what now?
Feel like
Am I
reading
the
it.
You know what's funny actually, Reggie, back in the day I tried to explain Gamergate to you, and you were like, that just sounds like a conspiracy theory, bro. And today if I told you about it, if I told you about it, you would have been like, yeah, that sounds like, that 100% sounds real. I know you
It's a
would.
front.
I'd be like, yep, well we know that.
Right.
That's exactly how things are.
Oh, perfect.
I've
The
changed
right foot? Good,
Yeah.
that's my favorite foot. Thank you, man.
Well, 2014 to now, so you've had
I've
plenty of time
changed
to
a
change.
fucking lot in the last 6 years.
Well, Gamergate was a catalyst to what a lot of what's going on now is. Like people actually accused Gamergate of getting Trump elected, and that's only mostly wrong. There is a portion of that that's kind of accurate. It's not that we got Trump elected; it's that we preceded the cultural movement that ended up being the catalyst for Trump's election. By the way, I'm sorry, Brian. I've just ruined your stream.
Oh, I don't care. This is what the stream's for.
Half the people who are sub to you are like, oh, Gamergate or shit. I want to make this clear, by the way. Brian was never part of Gamergate. I was. I was tweeting in the hash. Although I don't understand what the fucking point of saying I was part of Gamergate actually is, because what the fuck do you mean you were part of a hashtag? I tweeted out hashtag Gamergate and said my piece. In fact, I was called out by a journalist because I called him out for being unethical.
I think you meant desert.
I said if this is the level of ethics
Whatever, man. You say tomato,
for
I
the
say
Society of
potato.
Professional Journalism, then journalistic ethics are a joke.
Yeah, man,
And
I
he
know the basics,
quoted
man.
me
That's
in one of his
hard to
articles
take.
going,
People's core
look at how angry this guy is! And I was like, bro, you didn't even reach out to me to comment. You didn't ask me about it. You didn't talk to me about it. You didn't even understand the context of my fucking tweeting.
And we know just
You were
how
like,
to get it.
you're like, oh, you think the entire industry is a joke because of one thing. I'm like, no, I'm saying that if you are what the standard is for what ethics should be, then this fucking profession is lost. Because you were a fucking joke. Like, the fact that you made that article in response to me. What was his fucking name? I want to make this clear. Like, this guy set up an event, which was an important event for Gamergate back in the day, but Koretsky, whatever, Koretsky, I think it's Koretsky. Anyway, like he set up an event which was really important, but the fact that he just didn't fucking get it, that he couldn't understand the basic English I was putting down. Like, if this is the level, so I was saying, is this the level? Are you saying this is what professional journalism should be? And he fucking answered me with a huge ass yes, because now I'm butthurt. So yes. And I was like, okay. You've proven my point, sir. And he just didn't fucking get it. There's some great shit that came out of Gamergate too. Some funny ass shit. I still remember some of the fucking memes. Like Arthur Chu when he was like, whatever, it ends tonight.
That was
And we're all
funny as hell.
we all meme the shit out of him. When they fucking put him on the face of the guy from Hatred. My name is not important. What is important is it ends tonight. Oh man. Oh, he just fucking got blasted. It was so good. Oh my god.
So the piece out of I did post it in the thing, but the piece out of it is this guy found out that the city of Seattle had a training session for all of their white employees called Interrupting Internalized Racial Superiority and Whiteness.
Fuck.
He did a public records request and to figure out what the hell that meant. And they gave him the report. Now they didn't tell him who the trainers were, who participated at the time, any of that relevant people data, you know. But just gave him the basis of the information they had. And it's fucking terrible.
Terrible.
First, and I'm pulling from his thing, it says, and he's got pictures of the paperwork, but it says, first, diverse trainers informed white participants that objectivity, individualism, intellectualization, and comfort are all vestiges of internalized racial oppression.
Of course they are.
And they've got a list, they had a list of internalized racial possession. You know,
Objectivity.
perfectionism, individualism, opposition, arrogance, paternalism, silence, intellectualization, control, violence, comfort, appropriation, cognitive dissonance, objectivity, and anti-blackness are all internalized racial superiority. A bunch, and then they have internalized racial inferiority.
I like how objectivity keeps coming back on that. To be objective is racist.
Yes. Just a second, I'm trying to like dodge a mistake. And then he said sometimes both sides of the coin are oppression. And he's like asking
Look at
some
me, man,
questions.
just pumping
It's
laser
like, what's
blood,
next?
going
The
through
City of Seattle diversity trainers encourage white employees to practice self-talk that affirms their complicity in racism and work on undoing your own whiteness.
I would shoot this motherfucker in the kneecap.
I
I would straight up call this out. Like, are you guys pranking me? Like, what the fuck is this shit?
The fact that Brian laughs to me is like, Brian, you're like the most uninitiated of us. Like, I know you hear this stuff.
As I said,
But you're-
let the world be.
Draw her out, man.
No!
Yes.
That's how we got here. Because people are complicit. There are two kinds of people who end up putting us here, man. There's people who are complicit in what's going on because they ignore everything, and there are people who, what was the word I used? Capitulate.
So, by the way, it says, interrupting IRS and whiteness, the work of white accomplices, practices for the self, being clear about who we are in the world, our unique contributions and our purpose as racial justice advocates and organizers, being able to articulate ourselves and others why we are personally invested in racial equity and why it matters to white people, practicing self-talk that affirms our complicity in racism. Racism is not our fault, but we are
Here she
responsible.
comes.
Your mom's racist.
And then the next page is letting go of things that we have to give up in order to be accomplices, such as comfort, any expectation or presumption of emotional safety that is either uninterrupted or immediately restored. At times, guaranteed physical safety, control over other people and over the land, relationship with some other white people,
Listen,
social
Reggie,
status.
you gotta let go of your racism.
Social status and niceties from neighbors and colleagues, the certainty of your job, fitting in at all times, be willing to be rejected by other white people, accepting jobs and promotions when we are not qualified, including racial equality jobs, white normative behaviors that only work for us when we're operating as individuals. I mean, as the guy states and other people are saying, this is fucking blatant brainwashing. They're like, let us brainwash you to, you know, you know, you're so racist that you need to make yourself less than human to make up for all your internalized racism. And this isn't just like some group doing this. This is the fucking city. Like, I'm like, I don't understand how this type of information isn't on like even if most of the news channels won't show it, like no one's showing it. Not even like, I mean, isn't Fox News supposed to be like, yeah, fuck these things? Why aren't you guys showing it? I'm not that I trust anyone in the news, including Fox, but I'm just like, no one's showing it. You know, no one's in trouble for it. I mean, isn't this racism technically? You know, I know the other side says you can't be racist if you're white or to white people or whatever garbage, but that's not how the law is made. I don't know how you can get away with this in this world anymore. But on the other hand, it's like, to me, it just shows that they're just blatantly crazy and the world doesn't care. It's disturbing. And it says in cases where some people are wondering if they're really white, they passed out a data sheet called Assimilation into Whiteness. Let's test to see how white you are. So yeah, I read that. Like, holy shit.
We gotta kill some space crabs and draw her out, man.
I mean, I'd get fired. As soon as they handed that report to me, I'd give them enough of an earful to fire my ass.
Save me! I still have so much to give to the world!
And then I'd sue him for being, because I got fired for being too fucking white.
Sprayer!
He wasn't, you know, he wasn't taking to his anti-white training, you know, he was showing too much of his inferior white racism. Therefore we had to fire him. These racial training.
I won't mention names because we're on stream, but I can think of one case that happened in this area. A Native American casino. Where somebody got fired for racism against white people.
I think I remember you mentioned that before.
So I can at least rely on the native tribes to think for a minute. We're dealing with this shit.
A brief minute, but yes, they do. It is there.
I just wish it was at my casino.
Old Queen never stood a chance.
Terminal room lock disengaged. You may now enter.
Use your energy core on the terminal. Oh my God, the pain! The robot pain! Help me! Code Brown! Code Brown! I'm hit, and I think think I pooped?
Mining station B1 restored.
I bet you Kim misses you, huh? Yeah. I'd like to think my parents are missing me right now, but if I'm real honest with you and with myself, they probably don't even know I'm gone yet. It's like when I ran away from home at 30, man. Except this time, when I return, it's gonna be different. Yeah, it's gonna be real different. Because I'm gonna have saved the planet, man. They're gonna have to love me then. My daddy, my mom, and all of them. We'll be like a big happy family, man. We'll get together on holidays and stuff, man. Like Christmas and Canadian Thanksgiving and for real Thanksgiving, man. Boy, I get all wound up just thinking about it.
Here's my horse. It holds so much weight. Seems like a lot of people are talking about the next generation having $70 games.
Even though they really shouldn't.
I kind of understand if they do, but man, it's gonna make it. It's gonna make it for me personally. I'll purchase even less games brand new.
Yeah, I probably will too.
Just because you know, I get roughly $100, $120 of like cash I get to use in a week. So unless I want to save up and I suck at saving, I have to dump on a game generally brand new.
Once I have my new computer,
That's
I'm
a
just
lot
gonna play Ark all the time.
Shit, computer.
I
Yeah.
love Ark.
You can play Ark on the water. Water Ark.
I can do that anyway.
Yeah. We can do it together. Nah, but anyway, we should wait till next season though.
No, man, I'm just gonna play Ark all the time. Like never
Hopefully,
anything else.
hopefully
Except for Atlas. I'll play Atlas, but I'm gonna play Ark all the time.
I understand it's like they're trying new shit out, but I hope that next season for Atlas, they either make the world bigger or they split it back into 2 servers, because the current way they did it is
I
pain in the ass.
doubt they're gonna split it back into 2 servers. So I hope they just make them bigger.
Yeah, because and the sucky thing is they made okay. I when I looked at one of the NPCs that my team had on a boat, right? Before, an NPC would cost like 1 gold every 4.6 hours if you had like the perks, or it was like or 5, or it'd be 5 hours if you had the perks, or it was 4 if you didn't, something like that, right? Now it's 1 gold every 26 hours, like without the perks. Like holy shit. That's amazingly cheap. And I've heard that getting islands, I mean that's good for NPCs, because you know when you got like a galleon, you got 50 of them, that's a flippin' lot of NPCs.
Yeah, it's a lot of upkeep.
A lot of upkeep, a lot of money, and it was hard for me to keep up, unless I was on all the time because of it. So that makes that easier. That's great.
That also means that people like who play a little bit more casually solo online actually stand a chance.
We gotta shoot first and get drunk with everybody later.
But they also, what I don't agree with though, is they made acquiring islands incredibly cheap by the same level.
The whole island system needs to be reworked.
Another way, baby.
I mean,
And
it
so,
really needs to be reworked.
within 24 hours, every single non-lawless zone island was taken. I mean, everyone took it out because it was nothing. I mean, you just go do like one treasure map and you can buy any island in the game pretty much.
They should just get rid of the island
This
system.
robot
They
is
should.
just so focused,
They
man.
should all be lawless.
He's like that one guy at work who
They
just
need to
does all
increase the amount of
work,
islands though,
while
because
everybody else just
doubling
sits
up the
there and admires how
population,
good he is at work.
every island you go to is like everyone's jockeying just to make like a basic house on a dock unless you started within that first 24 hours, because the people that did start in that 24 hours, a lot of them have claimed islands by, you know, essentially pillar spam, but it's like foundation spam.
Yep.
Now they don't do it as bad. Like usually they'll be like, you know, I built my house here and then I covered, you know, I don't know, a few hundred feet this direction, a few hundred this feet this direction. You know, they don't just cover the whole fucking island. But some people I'm sure have. And so it's like anyone else coming into this game is just like stuck until something degrades.
Yep.
That's the thing I fucking hate about Ark.
Nicholas! Nicholas, please,
You
man!
go play like an actual map, the top plans would fucking take everything.
Thank you,
But it wasn't bad when you had two servers because the population was halved. And it did occur, yes, but it wasn't as bad in this game because it's one big server. I mean, every island you go to, it's just like packed. Like every server has like at least 40 people. The islands are just stuffed to the hilt. It's just like, damn.
You know, I can think of an easy way actually to fix the
There's a lot of
claiming.
So-
the claiming issue. You know what they need to do actually? They need to make it so you can build mother base.
Maybe we'll build like a floating base dock or something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
that's
it's
And they. No, I heard it say mothership. I don't know
Mother
what that
base.
meant.
Mother base.
Yeah,
Oh.
which translates to oil rig type area.
They've said that they want in the future, and I guess they're still designing it, but they want people to spend the least amount of time on land and more time on the water. But there's not enough reason for that still.
Yeah, they have to see for that because I remember when we originally read that they had to rework literally about 80% of the game. So they need to get to work on that before they can even think about doing that.
I heard that I haven't read the information myself, but I heard that when they launched this new season, they also got a new development team.
Probably.
So-
The ARC team probably picked the ones that they liked, and then they hire new people.
So maybe, you know, this new team will be a bit more aggressive in doing stuff. Hitting some changes, I don't know. Either way, they want people to spend more time in the ocean, which makes sense because there's tons of ocean. I mean, you could easily travel through each sector and never see land. There's so much extra
Computer,
water.
turn on my light.
But there's almost, you know, besides going to the Power Stone Islands and doing the Kraken, there's like almost no reason to be in the ocean. Or fighting the damned
No.
for some blueprints.
Do you know what they need to do? Is they need to like.
And that's for PV. Now, obviously, they still have two servers for
Oh,
PvP, and they definitely seem to be focusing more of their efforts on PvP, which, you know, PvE has plenty to do because people are constantly attacking each other. In PvE, there's a lot less of that, you know, obviously. So,
One of the things they desperately need to do is make